Football Uncut.
Episode of Football Uncut, and this episode is going to launch us into the new coming league season. I think a few hours ago we saw the game. Yes, that is the game that launches us into the EPL new season, and that is the Community Shield between the winner of the FA Cup and the winner of the league the previous season. And we also what actually happened. Yes, that should give you an idea of what we are going to be discussing on today's episode. My name hasn't changed, and I'm most spoiled if you call me Mr. Bassa and you're not making any form of mistake. I have with me my colleague, yes, and my partner in crime, Alpha. How Chelsea?
My brother, Chelsea for life.
Baba Blue.
No say these days now we just the do anyhow.
I beg. Now every time we say now every opportunity now you want to hype that Chelsea. I've been waiting. Now what they call him now? Let's make up with that.
Now because he did our blood.
I beg, no put me for trouble with Chelsea fans here today on this episode. I beg.
So let's talk about the Liverpool match. You know.
Yes.
I'm so happy that Crystal Palace won that match.
Why are you happy?
I'm so happy.
Why?
Before the match, Liverpool fans want to learn
as expected. If Chelsea won the league last season and they have opportunity of playing the Community Shield, they will do more than that.
Of course now, because getting to that point, it's not easy now.
It's not easy.
Yes, it's not easy. But as for Liverpool, I'm so happy the Crystal Palace won the game, because
just because, not because for footballing reason, for Babele reason.
It's not because of Babele reason.
It's Babele reason.
It's not because of Babele reason.
Okay, why? What will that add to Chelsea?
Because Crystal Palace definitely, deserve to win the game. Yes,
Liverpool does not deserve to win the game. Liverpool does not deserve to win the game.
Because
a game that ended.
They are the underdogs.
So it's Liverpool's fault that Crystal Palace are underdogs.
Well, you are right.
Ogami, you don't get points. Nababeleism. Okay, straight into that game. Coming into this season, expectations is very high on Liverpool.
Yes,
looking at what they did last season and their kind of business during the transfer market, they spent a couple of money making some fresh, very good legs. The likes of Florian Wirtz and of course Ekitike, the young man, started on a very good note in that game. But with what we saw on that game, that Community Shield match, should Liverpool fans start nursing any kind of fear, or what do you think?
Definitely, looking at what happened in that match, you looked at that their defense is very, very. There's a loophole in that defense, so they have to work in the transfer window. Now that they have seen that these are the challenges we are facing, because if you look at the game yesterday, Van Dijk and Konate, I don't really know what was happening in that defense. Van Dijk did two mistakes which caused them the goal yesterday, and then I think now they have to work tirelessly on their defense, because when the transfer window we are seeing the addition they add to the team. Those are the things we are expecting. But if you look at that defense, something is missing, and they have to work right now on that defense.
There's a certain Frimpong who came in to replace Alexander Arnold. There's also Kekes too, an addition to that defense. And even with those fresh legs in that defense, are you still saying that Liverpool defense is still not strong enough?
To me, I feel that they need a few additions to that defense. I will just give them a tip. They should go and sign this Crystal Palace captain.
Gueye.
It would be a very great addition.
It's like Gueye is almost linked to almost every big team.
Yeah, because he's a good player. It's just so bad that Chelsea had to sell that guy. You know, when he was in our academy, he's a very great player, a good leader, very strong, very, very technical also, and good in the air. So I think Liverpool should go for him if they are looking to solve their defense problem, because Van Dijk and Gueye in the defense will be a very solid partnership.
Now with what we saw in that game, do you see Liverpool repeating what they did last season?
I don't think so, because if you look at the teams now, Chelsea too, we're also in the business. I'm a fun so it's not shiri, but I don't think they can repeat what they did last season, because now what teams have done so far in the transfer window, it is very, very serious, very, very serious. And looking at the game yesterday, they still have a lot of work to do now that they have had a new addition to that team.
Yes, I was about saying that they've added one or two new additions to their team, to the team that won the league last season, and not very notable players left aside from maybe Luis Diaz and Alexander Arnold. So, and you still think that they won't be able to repeat what they did last season?
I don't think so, because other teams won this Sunday.
Yes, other teams too are not sleeping.
Yeah, won this Sunday, because there's Man City, there's Chelsea, and also look at the addition that Man yourself are trying to pull on with the addition of new striker Sesko, and then some new attacks too. And looking at that game, I think the coach is working great on the tactics. And well, let's see how the season goes, but I think that Liverpool will not repeat the same thing.
If you are an slot at this moment, I haven't seen what happened in that Community Shield game against Crystal Palace. Which area are you going to be trying to strengthen the transfer market before the transfer market
first I'll
ends?
talk about the defense, and now with the absence of Luis Diaz, you see that in the first half, in the second half rather, they need a new addition of attack.
They had to bring in McAllister.
Yes, you understand. So they need a few attacks to get more goals. I think they have a new attacker in there yesterday. I know that when it's 2-2, definitely there will be 3-2 for Liverpool with a new attack. So I think they need to find a new attacker and they need to strengthen their defense. Their midfield is okay, with the new adding with Wealth and the other players in there. Their midfield is okay.
Talking about adding another attacker, that takes us to the issue of Isaac. Does that mean they should go all out to spend all the million, break the bank for this young man?
Well, we were having from few hours ago, we were having some analysis with Isaac coming into the addition of the attack, and with the new signing Ekitike. And Liverpool from want to only Ekitike, so Ekitike mama play.
No problem.
So with the new attacker of Ekitike, this guy also is a striker, but so lucky to him that he's also a round player. He can play as a wide man. So Isaac coming to the picture, it will be a great addition because he's going to score a lot of goals. Looking at that thing.
So what would that do to Ekitike, like you said?
Well, I haven't seen Ekitike play as a wide man. I haven't seen.
But you believe he can survive in that?
Yes, it should be a risk they can take. If it's a risk the coach can take. You understand? But Isaac, it will be a great addition, but it's not a necessary one. The necessary one, they should get a natural attacker at that position that can play. So in case it's going out, then Gakpo can come in also. So I think that's what they need to do. But Isaac is a good addition, but it's not a necessary addition to that team.
You know, they already mentioned Gueye. So that means with Gueye in their defense and another natural attacker in there. So you see Liverpool going all the way.
Yeah, that would be a very balanced team, and it will add to that score depth also.
Okay. Now the season is almost upon us, and you and I knows that almost all the big sides have done so much in the transfer market okay. From the Liverpool that won the league down to Arsenal that finished them second, to Man City who started this last season like it was going to be terrible, but he ended up in third, down to the world champions, the club, let me put it rightly, the world club champions.
Chelsea.
So make now come on. So with what everyone has done in the transfer market, with the kind of team everybody is coming in with, who do you think will be the major contenders for this league?
Let me ask for your own opinion. Who do you think? Don't be sentimental.
I
like Chelsea.
I asked the question first. Okay, so you go first.
Okay. Well, I won't say my statement is sentimental or being biased based on my love of Chelsea.
Try. I know it's going to be difficult, but try to be objective.
Looking at, I'll say Chelsea. Yeah, because we mean business, and right in the transfer window, we are not even done. So with the new addition that we will be adding with Garnacho and Xavi Simon,
talking about Garnacho and Xavi Simon, you think Chelsea really need those players, or why do you think they really need those players?
Yeah, because it's going to add to our squad depth. Because if you look at the previous years, the way Man City have been winning the league, the squad depth is fantastic. It has been fantastic. till he come back jáde. If a very good player is going out, if another fantastic player is coming in, so the squad get
really Tigin bá jáde Tigin dey enter.
So na so it be. So as Garnacho and Xavi Simon is coming to our team, you know, it will add to a great addition to our attack. And looking at the amount of games we'll be playing also this season, you know, there's a kind of important player like the likes of Kopama, Caicedo, Lavia, Pedro, because now we are seeing Pedro as an important player because the player of the matches that we have played. So I think with the addition of
the pre-season and World Club.
Of course now.
Against South America minus.
Don't worry. We now with Chelsea with the Sam is a very important player because 5 matches 5 goals, easy. So as I'm saying, Xavi Simon and Garnacho coming to that team is a great addition and it also adds a lot to our squad depth in the team.
Okay, you just mentioned Chelsea.
Yes,
I said the major contenders. So now only Chelsea go contend for the league.
No, Liverpool.
Why?
Because look at what Liverpool have done so far. You know, with the addition, they will be a great contender. Looking at that, they have won it last season. They want to be like, now we be defending champion. We have something to prove also. And Man City, the top manager, the very good manager, Pep Guardiola. We can't leave him out because he has done so much in the Premier League and he understands the game. He understands how the tempo of the Premiership is. So Man City also is a contender. I would say Liverpool, rather Man U, because looking at their midfield so far, it's kind of porous. Something needs to be done with their midfield, and you can't play now in the modern football. You can't play very well if you don't have a good midfield. And I won't forget Arsenal, the Gunners. The Gunners also will be a great major contender in the Premier League because of their new striker, Gyökeres.
Arsenal has been a major contender for the past 3-4 seasons. At this point now, being contender is not enough for most of us. We think it's time for them to take it a notch further. Haven't signed. Many people believe that the not having a potent number 9, an outright number 9, proving number 9, has been their major undoing, at least in the last 2-3 seasons. Now they've gotten one of the best in the business. Does that really put them? Would that really put them in the front running for the title? Or what do you think?
Gyökeres is a fantastic striker. You know, we saw his previous years. He's a great addition to the team. But I won't really judge him now based on the preseason he had, because I know it will be very difficult to fit in the team immediately like that. You understand? And also the adaptation of the Premiership. But with a good with a good run of games for them, I think Arsenal should be able to win the league if Gyökeres can get them goal scoring. I mean, if you can score more goals for them this season.
With the number of goals that Gyökeres is going to be bringing into that into the fold, and considering the entire setup of the team, do you think Arsenal are now balanced enough to fire from all cylinders?
Definitely. Look at the squad. They are balanced enough to win this league. They are balanced enough. And if they don't win the league, they're just like Ateta.
If you want to really ask me, I think they are looking more like the most balanced team of all the top contenders.
Well, you're right. You're right. But Arsenal is Arsenal. They go bottle them. I'm so certain. Don't be Arsenal. They go bottle them.
But Bele is not the setting now at that point. They've been objective before, but now I don't see bad Beleism coming in there. Okay, so now even talking about Arsenal being balanced, Gyökeres now putting them in good position. Don't you think that will even be adding too much pressure on them this season?
No, I think when you talk about pressure, Ateta is not new to that name, and I think with his experience so far with that Arsenal team, he'll be able to handle whatever pressure is going to come in.
This season of make or ma for him. This time around, no excuse. Before, there's always one excuse or the other to just hide behind. But now this season is looking like no more excuses. It's like they've solved almost the problems for him. It's time for him to deliver. With that pressure not be too much for him and the team to handle.
I don't think it will be a big pressure for him because he has been working with that team for a very very long time. So my advice for him to just keep calm, understand the game, still keep on with the setup of the team, and the most important thing, let that team keep scoring. Is very very important.
We talked about Arsenal being the most balanced, but if there's any weak link at all in that team that needs to be strengthened so that Arsenal can be an 100% complete team near perfection, which position do you think is the weak link for them?
I don't think there's any weak link in that team right now, because looking at what they've done so far in the transfer window, it has been fantastic. And the only weak thing I can see is fatigue and this player getting injured.
There's this talk about Eberechi Eze, the addition of Eberechi Eze into that team. Many people are talking about probably Martinelli, giving Martinelli competition, or even pushing Martinelli completely out of the starting lineup. Is Martinelli a weak link in that attack?
I don't think it's a weak link. It's just that he's not adding more goals to his games. He's a pacey winger. He's a very very good winger. He's a good attacker, but he's not adding goals to their game. I wish for Arsenal to get Ademola Lookman, because looking at Lookman so far, he's going to add more goals to the team. I'm very very certain Ademola Lookman would add goals to that team. I don't know why Arsenal is not looking at that direction.
The combination of Saka and Gyökeres going forward, given that the two players are going to be fit, available for the better part of the season, is that not enough for Arsenal to really go all out rather than still looking for another extra attacker?
I don't think it will be enough, because at Saka himself, looking at so far, Saka can give them up to 15 goals or 16 Premier League goals. So they need another additional attacker, like I said, Ademola Lookman. Lookman at least can get them like 50 to 16 goals. I'm starting up that because he's a good goal scoring attacker. So I think Arsenal to look at that direction. And Iberi Eze coming to that team will add a lot of creativity. Looking at Odegaard, and sometimes Odegaard will be so weak and all. Adding Eze into that creativity aspect will tell a lot to that team.
The season is upon us, and I think the biggest game of the starting weekend will be the one between Arsenal and Manchester United. Yeah. Manchester United, they finished 15th, almost battling relegation last season. Now, do they have the kind of shape to bounce back into reckoning, at least into top 4 this season?
I don't think so, because like I said, their midfield, I don't see their midfield working out.
Well, you never try at all.
I don't see it, and Amorim has to work that right now. I think there is speculation of Baleba from Brighton coming to that team, but they need to work out that midfield.
The addition of Konya, Mbeumo, and now Sesko is not enough to push them at least a little bit more into reckoning.
If you don't have a good midfield, what will the attacker work in? It's not possible. You can't cheat football.
There's Bruno Fernandes and Kobe Mainoo somewhere.
The combination is not that good.
Ugarte is also available somewhere.
It's not. See, something is missing, my brother. I'm saying they don't have somebody that can dictate the game. Don't.
What about Diallo?
I don't think so. Like I said, they need a dictator. They need someone like Toni Kroos, like in that midfield. It will be so perfect.
So that's the only solution that
that's
you
the
think
solution.
in that team.
Toni Kroos like in that team that can dictate the game, dictate the flow of the game for them in that midfield. That's what they are missing right now.
What do you think we should be expecting in that Arsenal Manchester United needs? It is the first game of the season for the two teams, for the two managers. But notwithstanding, what should you be expecting?
Well, both managers will have something to prove, especially Amorim. Looking at what they done last season, we have a lot to prove. 15 for a Man U team, or more. You don't be like saying they're a small club. So now that there's no more excuse for him.
They don't look relegation for fun.
Yes. So now there's no excuse for him. It's not that he's a new manager. I wish he should
get time to build your own team.
Yes. So now
they build your own team now.
Yes. So you have about 2 months to work with that team. So now
and
you don't have excuse.
Add your own.
You don't add another new addition. So there's no excuse for you. So you have something to prove. So I'm looking for a very interesting match. I'm looking for Arsenal to win, because Arsenal is ahead of them tactically. But when you see a very big team,
they turn up the hand.
Yes,
they turn up.
So I'm looking for a cracker, a beautiful match. the good display of talent, good display of.
Whatever happens in that game, result performance-wise from some of the individual players, especially the new entrants into each team, should we take it any serious? Will that determine what will be happening in the along the line in the season, or do you think it's still early days? Things can change.
Well, things can change because, like I said, fatigue will set in, injury will set in, so anything can happen.
So if Gokeres you have a bad game, I'm just assuming now, an assumption now. We shouldn't take it too serious.
Well, that depends.
If Sesko should have a bad game, if Belmo should have a bad game, you shouldn't take it too serious.
That depends.
Because those are the players that the spotlight, the searchlight will be on.
Yeah, that depends. If that certain player, are in their best form, it will definitely tell on the form of each team. There's no harm. Just imagine Gokeres is scoring like 2 goals every match. He can get injured. No problem with that. It's a problem for them. Or Mbemo or Sesko is getting them like 2 goals everywhere. There will definitely be a problem. There will be a problem. So I don't know how the manager is going to work it out. It's all test to them.
Concerning Manchester United, I want you to just pretend to be a soothsayer, pretend to be a prophet.
Okay.
Probably you can see the future.
Okay.
Where do you think this Manchester United are capable of finishing at the end of the season?
Let me pity them. Let me just pity them. As a soothsayer, like you said, I see them in the 8th or 10th position.
Not in the top 4.
Good job.
In the 8th position, I think that qualified them to play in any form of European football.
Well, I know there's no thing. For best we carry 10th, we wish European football will complete. I beg.
You still does not see Manchester United returning back to Europe in any form.
I'm not.
That is really affecting. I'm very sure that is really affecting their transfer season so far. Because not all of their targets will want. None of their big targets will want to come.
Exactly.
Because they are not playing in Europe. They want that problem to continue. Beyond this season.
I don't know. Like I said, the way I'm seeing their setup now, I'm seeing them in the 10th position. I won't lie. In the 10th position, they don't come close to the top 4 or the top 6. I don't think so.
We've been talking about the teams, the top teams challenging for the title and the rest. A certain team has been the dark horse, and they've always been there around the corner. But we are not even looking at Tottenham. Under a new manager, the manager that has
Thomas Frank
done 1 or 2 things with Brentford, an average side. Now he has, I think, on paper, a bigger side to Brentford. Do you see Tottenham coming up with any form of competition for all these big boys?
Looking at Thomas Frank, what he has done so far in Brighton, at least he couldn't even get them to the relegation zone. He has keep that standard for them that, okay, every year we have something to fight for. Thomas Frank is not a very bad coach. He's never, and the new addition to that team. I think he's going to do a very good job, a very, very great job.
Talking about new additions into that team, is there any impressive addition, any impressive purchase that gives us the impression that they should be fighting very well this season?
Yeah, well, with the addition of Kudus, that's the only addition I see that they've done so far that really excites their fans, because Kundus coming into that team, a very, very pacey winger, trickish winger, and then I think he's going, and he also score goals too, so, and very physical. So the addition to that team. I think
that's the addition of Kudus alone is enough to put them in the right shape going into the next season.
I'm not saying he's going to put them in the right shape, but at least with Thomas Frank and with the experience, at least he's going to get them something.
Because left to me, I think they've really failed to a certain extent in terms of in the transfer market this summer.
Well, though I was surprised when they told me the Gisbert from Nottingham Forest, and it didn't work out. Gisbert's addition to that team would be so fantastic, definitely fantastic, because with the absence of Madison always having injury, this team will be a very good addition. I don't know why the deep collapse. It's up to them.
And with the departure of Son.
No, Son is terrible. I saw it coming though. I saw it coming because it's already getting to that age.
It's beginning to look like the stage is set for Frank to fail.
I don't think so.
With this their performance in the transfer market.
That's where the problem is now because with Sundiven they need another addition to that team, and the way the transfer window is going and the way their operation is so far, I think they are doomed to fail. But I know Thomas Frank will still out somehow because he's a good manager. Like I said, he will find something to work around the team. But at the end of the day, his work is not enough. He needs those talents on the field that can work for him also.
Talking about managers in the EPL, on this final note, which of the managers do you think will be facing the sack first among the top managers?
Is it the top teams or?
Yes, and Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Tottenham, Arsenal.
First, I will say Man U. Yeah, I will say Man U. Because at the end of the day, if Amorim is not getting the result, only I will say Amorim. And then I will say Tottenham. Then after Tottenham, I will say Nottingham Forest. Yeah, Nottingham Forest.
Do you see, regardless what is happening in the start of the season, do you see Arteta lasting the end of the season?
Of course now. Because at the end of the day, Arteta will get the result. It might not be the result the fans want. You understand? But
what
last the season.
What if Arsenal finds themselves in 5th, 6th position, let's say 3-4 months into the season?
Only they should just sack him immediately. If Arsenal is a serious club, if Arsenal want to win trophy, because with this great addition to this team and it's not getting them what they want, oh my God,
even with 5th, 6th position, and probably let's say the distance in terms of points to the teams on top is not much. Reach for them to just give them benefit of doubt.
No, my advice to Arsenal fans now, they should not give. There's no even time. There's no even time because I've been wanting this league second. Make the sack him. Make the sack him. In 2 to 3 months, they see the 5th. Make the sack him.
You think say we no go dey surprised? Say now this season where we expect so much from Arsenal, Arteta and Arsenal, we say we think say they don't finally get the solution to their squad. Maybe could be say now this season they go come form pass.
Well, my prayer be say me they even form. The happiness no be good thing for Chelsea. So if they form, is my own happiness. But looking at what the team they have so far, at least they should be able to get 2 trophies this season. At least 2 trophies. Quality.
But if they win the Carabao Cup and let's say the FA Cup is enough.
Yeah, let's give them that. Because I don't see them winning the league, and I don't want them to win the league rather.
Arsenal fans, is the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup enough to suit you, despite the high expectation on this team this coming season? Una don dey close to the league like 2-3 seasons ago. Man City no allow una win now. Liverpool no allow una win now. So this season now, with the addition of Gokeres, a very good goal banger, will the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup be enough for you guys to celebrate? You can join the conversation in the comment section. Before we go, wetin go happen to your Maresca? What will be of a success to Maresca this season with all the noise surrounding Chelsea after the Club World Cup success and their transfer market exploit?
I don't want to give a quick judge to that, because looking at what Maresca have done so far, he has.
What we represent, no need to, because it turn to your team now. You want the daily. What thing will represent success for Maresca and Chelsea? Maybe say if you know achieve anything close to that,
is the Premiership.
He needs to win the Premiership.
Yes.
Finishing second is not enough. Finishing third is not enough.
No, we are not that team. We are not Arsenal now. We will feel say finishing second is a good thing. No, because that's the beginning. Even with
the likes of Man City and Liverpool and Arsenal somewhere around the corner.
Winning the league it should be a point, it should be an objective now in his book. They are winning the league. Make it write down for signboard for him for your office. Winning the league this season. Make him mark the calendar. Saying at this time we won't win the league. It should be an objective for him. Right
if he doesn't win the league and he wins the FA Cup, is that still?
No, sir.
It has to be the league. Sir. Okay, if he doesn't win the league and he wins the Champions League.
Well, it's not be a surprise because Chelsea, you are used to Champions League, but we still give him to that. But winning the league too, we want the league too. If you can't win the two safe. Now the two safe we want.
Chelsea fans, is Maresca condemned to win the league this season, or the UEFA Champions League is only his escape route if he fails to win the league? Let's discuss this in the comment section. That is how we are going to be dropping the curtain on today's edition of Football Uncut podcast. And by the time we come back, we will still be talking plenty of the league, and maybe this time around we'll be looking at all the other leagues, as the Spanish La Liga is also preparing to Kickstarter. DK, yes, your buys before we go.
Football lovers, this is another great episode. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe on our YouTube page. Ejo. And to all my football lovers, this is another great season of beautiful football. A year of another season of banter. So let's just come out and enjoy the game. And also we bring a lot of people to the show, you know. Chelsea fans, so Arsenal fans, Man U fans, make them come banter themselves. So please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe on our page. Thank you.
That's the only way you can support us. Let me say that's the biggest and the best way you can support this cause, by sharing, by subscribing. Help us to preach the gospel of Football Uncut. My name hasn't changed. Samo Sport, Mr. Basa Gongoni. If you like, we can talk say na the team with the in depth, you know man. Come rain, come shine, Mr. Basa and Noni. Till we meet again on another fresh episode. Continue to enjoy the round leather game.